can run a Google search like I can run a Google search. It's the same.
This would be enough if there wasn't also millions of other photos having to do with teepees and Native Americans and Native tribes.
I'm getting 0 teepees here.
And a Google search is more direct because we have relevant keywords. We have relevant pictures to those keywords. But data, AI is dumb. It's really dumb.
Yeah.
It's really dumb.
It's artificial.
Yeah. And that's why, like, it's very baseline. Like, if the data is saying, okay, this is what I think it is, then the probabilities, whatever is highest, is what is going to output.
All right. So if you need to, if it's useful to bring this up in an interview, that's a fun little party trick in terms of, you know, it, because my explanation is that the accurate, the useful information about, about most of history.
Welcome back.
Like if you're looking for historical images, it's like this much, but if you're like historical text, you know,
Yeah, you need so much more.
Okay, so any history question is going to give you some kind of a split between how accurate text is versus how useful the image is. And when it comes to indigenous history, it's probably even a bigger split because so many of the images are going to be things like, you know, from the Lone Ranger TV show or Gunsmoke, or, you know, you might not be old enough, but there were a million of these shows. Like, you know, for a certain time period, if you turned on television, it would be a rerun of something with cowboys and Indians.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, you can imagine. Yeah. All right. And then, so here's my concern, and I don't know how valid this is, but if we get to the stage where more and more of what people are encountering in digital formats was AI generated, then couldn't it become possible that it's like a snake eating its own tail, and that it gets so, in terms of like the visual culture around, say, indigenous history, gets so debased that that sort of becomes the default image, so that when I do this search, I'm getting TVs.
It can, and that's actually a huge word in the future of like AI ethics, right?
Right.
So if we're using AI for information, knowledge, and like actually educating the future generation, it also has to be super accurate. And at this point, we don't have enough data. We don't have enough people working on it. There's not enough research on it.
And there ain't no brakes on this train.
Exactly, and it's going so fast. So the only people who are really like the only accurate information in AI is is information that's been invested, like stuff that, oh, I want this to be super accurate. So right now it's about who has the money. It's about who cares, and it's about what information is like, I guess, the most popular with billionaires, because those are the people who are actually putting the money in. So when it comes to topics like this, you don't see accurate information.
So I just need to find a billionaire who's really interested in indigenous visual culture.
In general, I feel like ethics is what I wish a billionaire would care about. It's not going to pay the bills. Like ethics, like making sure the data is 3 times over accurate instead of just.
Audio, video.
You're plugged in.
Hi, Junior. Can you hear us? Yeah, I was muted. Hi, Mike. Can you hear us?
You're fine, thanks. Hello, everybody.
Hi. Hello. I just walked in the door getting this set up, so I just need a quick minute. Anyway, one of our students brought these in from Japan, so yeah, tried out Japan and the
Why is Chinese man?
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
They're not bad. They're kind of sweet, you know.
Shouldn't we look at everything and say, why isn't this Chinese? Should be the default.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a mess. Clean this real quick.
Oh, Al, what's the combination to that cabinet? Is that
9215. It's in the document.
I put 9214.
9215. So yeah, well, I'm kind of trying to get started here. Let's do a quick welcome back and check in. Yeah. So I would say let's start off with something fun you did over the summer.
Okay, I can start.
Yeah.
So I guess one cool thing I did this summer is so I was staying like New York, New Jersey area, and I went to this place called the Comedy Cellar. It's the most famous comedy club in the world. I reserved it for like I reserved it like 2 weeks in advance on a Wednesday at like 3 p.m.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a lot, but no, it was a super cool experience. Like, you know, when you hear a comedy show, you think of like, you know, the mic and then a brick wall behind it.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Comedy Cellar is where that like stereotype came from. Like that's like the original like, you know, comedian with a mic and a brick wall behind him. Like stage, I guess you'd say. But yeah, it's really cool. Like really famous comedians like Kevin Hart have performed there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and they don't tell you, it's a secret actually, so it's completely random who you're gonna see that day. You have to give them your phone. You can't have electronics or anything. Yeah, but really cool experience.
And that's right in Manhattan?
Oh yeah, in Manhattan. Yeah, I think it was in East Village.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right. Mo,
So
hopefully something fun after you left us this summer.
yeah, like after I leave here in August, I go back to China and like have some fun and like take a trip to a city which Kevin will go in this winter. And do
What's that, Cap? Sorry.
like Kevin will go to China and have a trip this winter. And
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to China.
Oh, nice.
2 weeks.
so like in the late summer, I go to the city. He will go, and I think that city is good. And yeah, food there is a little bit spicy, but yeah, overall it's good.
Nice. You know, China has the most roller coasters out of any country in the world.
Seriously?
Yep.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Maybe I have to stop at like Universal or something. Then. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I think there's a lot of smaller parks. Zalon could tell me, a lot of smaller parks with smaller coasters in it. But the report came out 2 weeks ago for all the amusement parks globally, and in terms of attendance, I think there's one outside of Beijing. It wasn't a Universal Park, it was something else that has like the 5th most attended park in the world.
Really?
Yeah,
But yo, Beijing is actually one of the cities I'm visiting.
yeah. I can't remember the name of the park. I was gonna try to look up before Saturday and talk about it. Yeah. Cool. No. Thanks.
So this summer I spent it at Johns Hopkins. I was at Johns Hopkins for like that was a long time, 6 weeks or like around there. And pretty much we were teaching kids AI. So we had to learn about AI. And we got into computer vision, we got into CNNs, we got into NLPs, like anything you can imagine AI. And then we also created projects at the end of the summer for these kids. We had to make the projects, and then we would teach them how to do the projects. There was a lot of like self-driving cars. There was a lot of Spotify recommenders. There was a lot, like, you know, little things where we have them code a model, which for them was a pre-coded model from Python library. And then they would go through these Google notebooks or Jupyter notebooks, like things like that. And then they would like put in the testing, the predicting, the accuracy. And then based on their accuracy, it would be like, oh yeah, this model works better. So there would be things like KNNs, which is like K nearest neighbors, which is like, okay, if I have my data, what's the closest point to my data? And so based on however K you choose or how many nearest neighbors you choose, it's really like, okay, like I have like 3 nearest neighbors. Well, I have 2 apples and then 1 orange. That means this is an apple. Like that's the model, right? For the AI to predict which, if it's an apple or if it's an orange. So there's K nearest neighbors. There was linear regression. There was logistical regression. There's so much stuff, a lot of math. We had to learn the softmax function. We had to learn about NNs, which are just neural networks, and deep learning, machine learning. So fun, 10 out of 10. I had a lot of fun with my coworkers. Yeah, really fun summer, just around Baltimore, walking around, you know, going to escape rooms and like, you know, in between everything, super cool.
Cool.
How old are the kids?
The kids were high school.
All right.
So it was like, some people would be like 18. We'd be like, relax, just relax, you know? So,
And they're all from like the Baltimore area.
oh no, they came in from everywhere.
Oh.
Like they would we had people from Brazil, we had people from Puerto Rico, we had people from, of course, the States.
No, Junior.
Junior.
It's not dancing.
And it was really diverse. My coworkers were also super diverse. We had someone from Egypt, someone from Colombia, someone from Singapore, someone from, me, you know, and then someone from Nigeria. it was very diverse. You could tell, it was just very big. The program cost 3,500 for these kids to spend like 9 days at this program, literally. So you could tell a lot of them were coming just to like learn more or like to decide what career path they maybe wanted to go into. Super fun, super fun. A lot of great professionals. We worked with professors as well, like just so that they would make sure we're good. A lot of these professors were just, uh, uh, they were really cool. They were really cool. Very high professionals in the AI and like machine learning field. Things like that. Yeah, so cool. Made a lot of good connections in that realm.
Yeah, it sounds like you had a great time. Yeah.
Yes, it was so fun. We took so many pictures. We went to Washington, D.C. A lot of the time. We were actually at Washington, D.C. when the whole like Trump getting shot in the ear thing happened. So like we were on alert for that.
Oh, really?
We had to
Like,
reel the
severe.
kids in. Yeah, we literally had to take them home like that because it was just unpredictable. Just never know.
That's a unique experience for them, especially like international students.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. They were so great. I love the kids. And we would always do like ponchos. We would do a poncho, right? And you could write on the poncho. And they would write the thing that they loved about us the most. And like I have like 3 ponchos of just kids being like, "You were the best. You're my favorite. You're so pretty." You're so, like they were so nice. Genuinely. So take it back.
Tom, what are your highlights?
I wrote a chapter this summer with Zalong on AI integration into social studies ed, and then I just got to have a lovely conversation with Donna about that, as she helped me understand why we're getting such different results from the image generator versus the text generator when we ask about Indigenous history. So that was fun to write the chapter, and I just learned a new thing, and having a whole new ethics thing to throw in if they ever want us to write more about that topic. That was cool.
Cool. I'm trying to find the related picture with that image. Zong, go ahead. You're next.
Sure. Yeah, so this summer I also went back home in China and I had 2 weddings. Don't put in the wrong way. Me and my wife, we from different provinces, too far. So we had one wedding in my hometown, one wedding in her hometown. So it's my first time traveling to her hometown to see parents-in-law. So it's a new experience for me. And my wife also works at the Johns Hopkins as a postdoc. You know, postdoc doesn't have a summer break, so she literally worked before a wedding, and then before the night before the wedding, and then had a wedding. So it was a very productive summer for her, working on the wedding. But it was also a fun experience. It was good. Yeah.
Yeah, I got back last week from a 7-day, 7 theme park tour in Netherlands, West Germany, Belgium. And I generated this image before going to Efteling using ChatGPT for 600 for my 600th
Okay.
coaster, which I wrote at Efteling. So
Oh, you've ridden 600 roller
yeah, I'm at 610 now. So they took
Oh my
so I had Peter took my picture. We had like 7 people in our tour group, and so I sat and it was an Efteling. It's I can't pronounce the name of the coaster. I remember, but it translates to Peter and the Dragon. It was the fire track, bird track, and so I sat in the back seat, took my picture, and then my group. Let's see if I can pull this up real fast here on here.
Joris into drop.
Yeah, Juris into drop. Let's see, might be a really fast past this one. Oh, good. I'm not gonna find it, but my group, we had milestones. We had 2 100 coaster milestones. Mine was 600. We would stand up in front of the coasters. Mine was like the coaster across from this little lake or pond. People make your body in the shape of 600 coasters. Yeah, I was gonna try to find that picture quick, but I can't find it quick. Yeah, so that was a great. Efteling was my favorite park. It's one of my favorites in the world now. It's just so well themed. It's an amazing enchanted forest. And we spent an hour and a half, and we didn't get to read everything, but it's animatronics and stuff, and the theming's just amazing. The dark rides they have are just state of the art. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Wait, so I'm guessing that means if it's your 600 coaster, you've been to like pretty much all the theme parks in the US, like
No.
6. Oh, really?
No, in fact, what was interesting, my app showed me, and I saw this during the trip, that I did my 100th park during trips. I'm like at 103 parks or 102
Oh,
different
103
parks.
parks.
But yeah, there's a lot of parks in the States I have not been to.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Especially in the middle of the country. There's some
Oh,
hard
I
to
see.
reach ones like Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and I haven't been to the one out north of Salt Lake City. Yeah. Junior, your turn to share. What's with the mask today?
Joselio got COVID,
Oh no.
and we don't know how. It's because Joselio is a very, very, like we have lots of alcohol sprays in our car everywhere. So we really like, we wash our hands every time. So I think it's because he works in a very social, like giving place. So he's always with many people from all kinds of different backgrounds. And sometimes the people don't even have like basic education. They are like, asking for help. So, and then he is the like report person. So he's there in the front lines. So maybe it might have been the case, but we don't know. And I haven't, I'm still negative. I have taught this week, like Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday wearing masks. It was nice. But it's fine. Like, this is not the fun thing.
Okay.
So the summer, I started the summer in the lab with Dr. Boaz and Dr. Hammond. We really worked a lot, and it was our first summer in 6 years that we completed all the goals. Oh my gosh, we leveled up together, and I'm so proud of all of us, right? And we also had Mo with us before he went to China the last week. We had another capstone, which was Maddox from IVR4 with us. So it was very, very cool and engaging. I was very like happy to see everything and everybody so engaged. I was able to play video games. I was able to finally finish that house hunting nightmare. And now I just want to say, like, Nana, I'm so happy and proud of you. Your summer was like transcendental, like, and it's so cool because everything that you said, I was lucky to be able to have the chance to study AI with Dr. Garrigan in the College of Ed. All that you said, like, I understood everything because of this, like what I studied with Dr. Garrigan. So I am actually also just finalizing my proposal for a poster for PTNC. I have designed an alternate reality game for AI literacy because it's getting very dire, the situation. The more people don't know, and the technology keeps just like evolving, getting better. And like the literacy, the understanding really what that is and what can we use that for. And it's not lagging very much behind. So I said, I need to do something. And this idea came like this, it fit like a glove. So I'm gonna start sharing the initial, how did I design that using a human-centered approach? And, it's gonna be cool.
It's
Plus-
super.
Plus you invented a thing
Yes.
and your legacy remains.
Yes. I couldn't take it anymore. Like we are working in the lab, we are in flow, engaged and stuff, and then the lights go off. Like it cuts, like it takes out of the immersion, right? And then you have to, we used to have to get up and walk there and do like this and say, no more.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Jeremy. Mike, something fun you did.
Okay, I started off the summer by heading down to Myrtle Beach, where I saw my grandson, 13-year-old, playing a week-long baseball tournament. Then from there, I drove to Savannah, spent a couple nights there, and then traveled down to Orlando. Then I met my youngest son and his family for a week, where we actually did some fun things. Well, I made the mistake of coming back, getting some oral surgery, some eye surgery, some rehab, and said, that's it. I've had enough. Went back to Orlando for another week. And another aspect of fun, I've had a consulting company find me on LinkedIn. So I ended up consulting for a short term with a Japanese startup firm, talking about the physical mechanisms for semi-permeable membrane separation of biogas fuels.
Cool.
So I had a lot of fun with that. I don't know if anyone else would, but sometimes these relics of your past come back to haunt you.
Well, it's a good demonstration of the power of a career. You know, if you keep doing stuff and you hang around long enough and stuff comes back around and it's like, oh, wow. So keep that at everybody.
All right. All right. So let's get into today. I'm going to go ahead and share a screen, which would be the IVR3 meeting. Now, I don't think today we're going to be going the whole time. Really, the focus of today is just to kind of get us back up to speed from where we left off last May, and then kind of figure out what we need to do next and sort of assign tasks out. So we do have a note here that's for Kevin, and I guess we're gonna have to show you where T's documentation is, but T made incredible amounts of progress with the learner analytics and REDCap. And in fact, we ended the summer figuring out if you're on the headset in the Quest 3 without internet connection, and you've got things coded in an experience with the analytics, where that data is saved. So we know how to access that file. And then how do we have to transform that data that's on that file to get it into REDCap itself? We have it, it works. We have it's cumbersome. I'm just gonna put that out there right now. Yeah. So we have a meeting early next week, me, T, Gions along myself, with Amir, who's our REDCap guru here, to see if maybe we can find an easier way to do it. But if not, I think we've got the process done. So everything REDCap related. And Junior, if you could maybe under the note there with T's syntax and all that, maybe just put a link to the folder or the area where T's been doing that stuff, so Kevin could have fairly easy access. All in the REDCap folder.
Okay.
In there, yeah, everything's in the REDCap folder. But yeah, and in fact, with the whole process of getting the stuff we're to find on the headset get off, T wrote really good documentation. The last day of Mountaintop that Friday, she and I couldn't come to the lab because I was, I think, leaving the next day for something. But we got on the Zoom and I walked it through with her, mid edits. And next week coming up, John and I think have like 8 or 9 hours blocked off in the lab where we're going to follow the instructions and make sure that it works the way we want it to, and make any last minute edits to that document that's there. But that's not syntax related. She's really got everything with the syntax. So we're really happy about that. It's just like Junior said, we got a lot of stuff done this summer. Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Would you say then, like probably my goal for now is to convert what I have right now, refactor my current REDCap code and implement her, have her implementation itself.
Yeah, because we know I think we did, correct me if I'm wrong, like we did finalize Long and I and everybody with you in terms of the data gathering that we want to gather, right?
Yeah.
For the desktop VR experience. Like we did all the actions. So then it's just a matter of, I guess, looking at her syntax, because it's all optimized and stuff, and then applying it to yours. I think would be something to focus on. Yeah. So I'll just put that in the notes here.
And then the right.
Yeah. All right. So let's put a note here. Junior, you want to add anything?
not about Kevin. I have some insights on Mo's first steps.
Okay. So when we last met, Mo, you were focused on the WebGL build, right?
Mhm.
All right. Go ahead. I'll turn it over to you then, Junior.
So just I don't know if Mo has met with Professor Rusak yet, but there is this new shift towards the importance of the documentation for the capstone this semester, which really aligns greatly with our needs. So I remember that right when we left off, Mo and we were like checking like which is the codec for the video to work in the WebGL build and stuff like that, right? So I really would like Mo to refresh, like this first week, refresh his mind, reading his latest notes and like seeing how it's working, and start doing this documentation for like WebGL builds, especially with the focus on media, right? This like the video media. How do we play a video in a WebGL build? Because it's not the same. It's not cross compatible. Like if you have a video player for desktop, it's not gonna likely work like out of the box without any tweaks in a WebGL build. So this is what I wanted to do. And other thing that I would like to suggest is that in this kind of documentation that our group produces, I think it will be very important also for us to already say like, don't do this because it doesn't work. The reason, right? For example, this example that I was talking about, like the students, especially new students or that they haven't suffered with WebGL just like we have, Mo and Nana included, and Papa included as well. Like we can't help but wonder like, oh, so why can't I just use this video player here? Or why can't I just use a MP4 file? Or why can't I just use, like in the Unity inspector, to configure using like load a video file instead of using a URL relative path? So these are very, very central questions that we have made lots of mistakes and learned and forgotten and learned again. But then like, if we really put these considerations and like, remember, don't do this because of that, it's not gonna work, you know, our documentation not only is gonna be informative, but it's gonna be super powerful. Like anyone will be able to take that documentation and really catch up to that process so that they can contribute more, learn other things, and not use the time having to struggle in these beginnings.
Okay. And I just added a note in there that, and correct me if I'm wrong, but all the videos need to get converted to web.webm format.
Yeah, it's not all of them have to. We have made this decision.
It's optimized.
It's an optimization, like otherwise the project is gonna be super heavy and like it's not gonna be easy for people to load the game in low speeds and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I think that's probably for next week, you know.
Actually, like, I think at the end of the last semester, we have already created a folder for WebGL documentation. And
it's here.
there's already one document inside.
All right.
And I think what I need to do is really to like add more things into this documentation.
All right.
It's already there, but
Just like revise, right? You will go back there and like read what you have done and prepared and add something else. And also consider that last suggestion I made, like what not to do when working with WebGL and videos. That it's exactly like our weak point. So we want to provide as much information as possible so that we don't fall prey to these difficulties again.
were you able to, the videos, have they been converted to WebM formats? They all,
Yes, like for the WebGL branch is WebM format. Like there's a
okay,
folder named streaming assets,
okay,
and also videos there are WebM format.
all right.
Yeah.
And, but we still haven't gotten it to work yet, right, on the server?
No, it works, but the color doesn't like perform perfectly. Like sometimes it's black and white, but I believe like you guys said, it's fine for WebGL.
Like,
Black and white.
so, and again, I guess we'll,
Like the quality of the video is not that good.
the quality's not
Yeah.
good. All right, so that might
Because
be,
it's WebM, smaller and compressed. So
all right. So is it on the, so is the whole, and I can't remember, like, Nana, if we, because we're gonna talk about your next, like, are we done and tested with everything? Because I see the note from May 3rd, you know, we need there was the latest node and we needed to test, right? Did we actually do that before the semester ended or not?
I mean, I think we opened the main after the merge.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if Mo and
that one's another issue. Like
yeah,
I was trying to play like the latest main branch, like at the end of the last semester.
Yes.
It seems like some of the modifications I made before is not there.
Yeah.
So there must be something wrong when we like merge Nana's branch to the main branch.
yeah. It was because my branch was older. So a lot of the changes that they made had like it was just from an older version. So it was before they made those changes. I'm pretty sure we can re-merge their changes in.
Yeah.
But we would have to test that.
Okay. So my first question would be, is this something that we want to use this time to do to, you know, try to individually merge it where we select source and destination for the different things? Or is it something you feel comfortable enough you might want to tackle on your own this week?
I think maybe we can work together, figure out what we modified and what we didn't, and maybe do the cherry pick.
You want to do it here today? Or you want to, or do you need some time to wrap your head around it, take a
If
look?
we have time today, I think it is better for us to solve it now.
Yeah.
It's emergent.
Okay. All right. Because I think we have time to, we can pull up classic. And then what I'm hoping is once it's all merged, Nana, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, everything should be done, right? It's just a matter of, we need to test it, just make sure it runs. I think once we're gonna need a build, a desktop build made that I'll need to run through.
I can do that.
Yeah, and then we'll have to figure out if we can set up a time maybe that had just to have you sit with me side by side. We can look at our calendars. Maybe we do it before the meeting next week, maybe. I don't know what your Friday schedule's like.
I have two recitations before
Okay.
this, but
I mean, I'm good after, but it kind of, you know, I don't want to keep anybody on late on Friday if we can avoid it.
yeah, I see.
It's up to you.
We can definitely work through it. Like just schedule wise. It could be over Zoom and then me sharing my screen, even if we.
Because I'd want to play through it. The idea would be I'd play through it with you next to me. So if I catch something, then you can address it and we can document it.
Okay.
That's kind of what I'd like to do.
All right. My schedule. What are the most available days for you? The most.
So like, well, Mondays, I know it's sort of a pseudo holiday. I mean, we have a meeting in here on Monday. I mean, I don't know. I want to be respect. I don't know how students, how you all deal with Mondays. If you have classes where you treat it as a sort of pseudo holiday because it's Labor Day or what. Like, so what's Monday looking like for you? Because I'm late afternoon. I have to be here at 4:30 to 6. I did tell a student I'd be here to meet at 4. So I could be here by 3 o'clock, or I'm willing to stay after 6 too here. It's fine.
I should be good by 3:30 on Mondays. I have class until 3 p.m. and then that's it.
Yeah, so if that student comes, that's not gonna be enough time.
Okay.
Okay, all right, Tuesday, I'm completely booked Tuesday. I'm in here a lot with GI on. Wednesday, I could come in, like I'm booked in the lab from 12 to 4, so either after that or before that, Wednesday would work.
Wednesday, I have class at 10. No, I have class at 9, and then I finish by 10:45. And I should be free from 10:45 to 1:35.
So you think if you can get up here by 11, we could have an hour maybe?
Yeah, for sure. We
All right.
definitely
All right.
have an hour, yeah.
So that would be.
Okay.
All right, I'm sending you a calendar link right now. On your calendar. All right. Okay. Because I think after that, if all goes well with that, the next step is then to, create a new branch and then start it with the the VR development for headset, sorry, headset development. All right, so let me pull up Plastic.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Here, IVR. This is IVR 3, right?
It overwrote the merge.
Junior. I'm sorry, let me share this so you can see.
IVR 3.
I'm not seeing the drop down in the
I think I
workspace with Plastic. Let me share my screen.
Someone pulled from you, saying.
would immerse them.
Screen two.
You gotta find the change, the change that you.
Which is the main branch, like all my functionality.
Yeah, that had you work, yeah. And then you can.
Am I just not seeing it?
Click the house icon for you to see all the repositories.
Yeah, see, like.
IVR 3, what, just up here, this one, or?
Yeah, this is the one, this is the repository, and the 3 below are the 3 workspaces that we have in this computer.
Gotcha.
Get revert.
So I think we are working on IVR 3 PC.
Or
This.
like going line by line.
Now I hit this, right?
Yeah.
Open the
Yeah, I
workspace.
would just like revert to the last commit that we know how to.
All right.
Functionality.
Branch Explorer.
Oh, yeah.
You can do soft changes, well, I don't know how you.
All right, so, sorry, I gotta look closely up here. It looks like. All right, we had a branch, this was 7.9.
You can use this icon here to zoom in into the branch explorer.
We did a merge on 7.9 in the summertime.
I don't know who did this one, but no, I didn't do this one. It's done by this computer, I believe.
So click the latest icon. There should be a comment explaining why this node exists.
All right.
No, there should be, but there isn't.
Nothing there. Here is.
So 7.9.
So this was 5.4. And then whatever we did 5.4, we removed, because we left, I see the picture in our IVR 3 notes. We sort of set up these 3 branches. Mo did a play test and then he merged. I don't know why it says 7.9 unless you just forgot to do
No,
it.
it must have been me. You know why?
All right, yeah.
You know why? Because I was prepping for this moment that we are now in the present. Like the students went away for 3-4 months, but then we need to reinitiate the task branch model Otherwise, we will run into issues. So
So these right here, I need to remove, right?
yes, yes, and then we will recreate the task branches from this date from 9/7.
All right, got it. Let's get rid of that.
So it makes sense. So we have Mo WebGL, it's on hold because we were at very last minute of the semester and we were doing some breakthroughs with the codec, the transfer, and anything.
And you've been down here on this branch,
Yeah.
right, the whole time?
I've never been merged or anything.
Okay, Kevin's never been merged, all right.
And Mo has applied some improvements for the overall feedback system that we need to test again. I don't know if it's 100% the way it should be. I really suggest a play test for the feedback system.
So I see Nana, there was a merge here. You were on this branch and you merged here. We merged this right here. Now it finalized the task to the mobile charger. She kept the mobile charger for the entire game. But you think something got removed
Yeah.
in the last?
So what happened, or what I'm seeing here, is that right after the first main merge, right after,
This one.
yeah, like right after that.
Yeah.
So yours looks different than mine, but I think it's only showing you it from after Nana Branch 2. It's one that's even from like before then.
All right, because this is showing last 3 months. You want me to make it
Yeah, I could be like,
back? You want me to go like March 1st, maybe?
yeah, I think that's good. Yeah. So my merge is coming from all the way back there into Nana Branch 2, and then it merges up, and then Nana Branch 3 merges up. The problem with Nana Branch 2 is that it was an older version of the game, and it was just a really simple change in that game that we made. And it was just a better version of the game to change, kind of a thing. And then I think what we have to do now is go to the testing branch that Mo made at on March 30th. Yeah, I think we have to merge this testing branch in, because this has your changes, Mo, from when you made the 15-second timer. It also has your changes from when you gave feedback when the players get too close or pick up an object. And that was merged into the main before my merge. So I think this testing branch is what we have to now re-merge into our current main.
Right here. Just
Yeah.
want to go from here to me.
But look, this one was merged back to main, and then Nana was branched off main, and so it means that this content here made it to Nana's version.
Yeah.
But it didn't. The only problem is if you guys scroll back a little bit more, just, yeah, you see that the first main node there? Yeah, this one, and if you follow that line to Nana Branch 2, if you just follow the very long, very long line, that's what Nana Branch 2 is off of. So the testing branch that Mo made didn't make it into my branch or my node because I took from a version even before then, like before he made those merges into main.
I see.
So now I'm thinking we go to testing changes, and then we can merge that back into the main version that we currently have, and then cherry pick the files that he made changes on versus the ones I made changes.
Like I assume that like it's been a while, so I don't recall the state of the game anymore. So that's why I recommended a playtest, a thorough playtest with note taking from all of you, so that you can identify, hey, I remember having done this and it's not in this latest version of July 9th, right? And from there we can re-strategize to say like, how do we bring what it's missing back here?
Yeah, I think I agree with you, with Junior on this.
Yeah.
Instead of us trying to do it now, I think that he's right. I think what should happen is the recommendation would be to go ahead and Nana, this would be, I think, a task for you to do because you understand what's missing is probably from this one right here, 7.9, is to play through and see what is missing, right? And if you could document that, and then from that, you were thinking it was going to be this test branch is where things were. So I would first go to main July 9th, do a test through, and then write what you think is missing, and you have some documentation here, and then play from this test branch to really make sure that it's there. And in fact, maybe even just for kicks, look here too to see if it did get merged or not. One would think if it got merged here, it should be on main, right?
No, only because we merged from before that merge. Nana branch 2, like Nana branch 2 is a branch of a previous main before we merged testing branch.
And there is also another reason, Dr. Bosing. We cannot assume that just because there is a green line connection, that the merge carried all the information, because we oftentimes do merge conflict and we choose to keep something over other things, right? So I think the best plan is play testing and taking notes. Well, like all of them, like Nana I don't think Kevin, unless Kevin, I don't know. I think Nana plays first and then Mo plays, because both of them were actively engaged into fixing and implementing new feedback mechanisms. Or play both at the same time, each one on their own task branch.
Yep, I'll definitely work closely with Mo for this, and ask him the changes that he made. He took really good notes on his testing branch, and all the merges that he made from previous commits. So I know the changes that he did make, and I can spot it. Like if, I go to a previous version of the game and then just see the differences. I'll ask him like what files and scripts he worked in. And yeah, we'll work closely on that, but I do want to do a lot of the probing and looking around.
All right, so it sounds like we probably won't meet next week then. Doesn't make sense because you need to figure out what's missing first, right?
Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so let's take that off then. I'll remove that.
Yeah.
I found that like towards the main branch on April 2nd, all my functionalities are there.
Yeah, it's there.
And after this merge,
Is where it was gone.
yeah, it's gone.
Because if you scroll back a little, it was testing branch. The testing branch is where you had the current version of your previous changes and also the changes you made, and you merged that back into main. And then I took my branch from all the way back here and created a new one. So all we have to do is see the difference between this one and then the current main, and then add in your differences as well.
All right, so which branch you want Mo to do a playthrough also, right? Is that what we decided? And then if Mo does the playthrough, which one do we want him to go through?
Well, do you want to do like the main branch currently? But I'm probably gonna do a playthrough of both.
For July 9th.
And I'll put both of y'all for this, and I'll just make the note that Mo and Nana will coordinate. We can figure out the details.
Yeah.
Good thing to do there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then I'll text you.
Once we get the PC, so there's sort of like two things. Once we can confirm the PC build, right? Once we got it all set, I think it's right. We'll make a PC build, and then I'll do a play test with you next to me on the computer. And as soon as I do that, then we know there's no issues, Because what's nice is I haven't touched it in a long time. Y'all haven't touched it, but I really haven't touched it. And that way, I might be able to spot something. If that's the case and everything's good, as soon as after I do that play test, then we'll be able to move to the VR headset
That'd be great.
coding. Yeah.
I do think like we've definitely worked through a lot of the bugs for the desktop version. I think we definitely got to a point where all the bugs were fixed separately, and I think that's what now we have to just put together. No promises. We never know with Unity.
Yeah.
You could
And,
definitely
and that's why you have to make
Yeah.
a build, right? And then put the build, it's an executable file, right, on the PC, Junior, the build.
For WebGL or for PC?
No, desktop PC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so once we get that executable, we'll launch it on here. I'll play it on here, and because we don't want to get into the VR version until we know the desktop PC is finalized. Yeah, and then once it's finalized too, then we can start adding all those analytics into it.
Yeah.
And then we'll work on then getting, he knows figuring out the WebGL, and then I'll have to test the WebGL, look at it, because you're saying, well, it's not pretty. I'll take a look at it, see how not pretty it is. If it's good enough, it's good enough, right? We might have to just cut a few corners, for the web delivery, but we want to make sure that people can go from start to finish on the WebGL on a web browser. And you're too close to it, so it means that once you're done and we make the WebGL, I'll have to play through it. Yeah, and test it. Okay. Sound like a good plan?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. I think we're set then. Junior, anything else you can think of? You got to cover in a meeting today.
Yeah. Like emergent one.
Oh, sprint reports. So we're meeting Fridays. Have you talked in your group with Mike what day your due date's going to be for sprint reports, and then getting it to us?
Monday night.
Monday.
Yeah.
That
So-
early?
Yeah, so it's gonna be kind of weird because then it'll be like, we're gonna give you the sprint report, but then we'll also be midway through.
The week.
And then next
That's fine.
All
right.
right. We'll just talk about both of them, I was assuming like we just talk about the sprint report and then also what we've been working on throughout the week.
Do you keep, when you guys are, and women, I'm trying not to see as the guy thing. Folks, you folks are doing your sprint reports. Are you pretty good at keeping up at a daily basis on it? Or do you tend to say, oh, it's due Monday, I'm gonna do my sprint report the following Friday, or do you keep up with it on a daily basis?
To be honest, for me, it's usually like the weekend.
All right.
Cause like I'll fill out I'll move the JIRA task to done.
Yeah.
And then like once I'm done with the week, then I'll look
Yeah.
at the JIRA tickets and then I'll put them into the sprint.
Because again, we didn't pull up the sprint report, the last sprint report, but I assume the bottom of the sprint report, has that to-do list of stuff also on it. I think that's fine, and then in the meeting, you can just give us an update of what you've accomplished from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We'll do it that way, and we'll get
Like, think of it as like, if this works, like a mid sprint. So like you do your sprint and it's done for Monday, but then before we meet on Friday, like you just make a first pass through.
Okay.
that would be nice. Yeah. So if you could think about Thursday, like Thursday, by the end of the day, Thursday, if y'all could go to the your new sprint report also, and then send us the links to both.
I see.
Here's
Like
the sprints.
Thursday night. It's on Thursday night, and that gives us time on Friday morning to look through it. Junior, do you teach on Fridays?
No, but Fridays is my department work day and also
Yeah.
the day that I do planning for the following week.
Right, but to just take a look at the sprint report, it shouldn't be. Yeah, I mean, I can.
No, I can take a look right
Yeah.
before our meeting so that I know what to
Yeah.
like my
Well,
mind should help.
And I'll have enough time to. What I typically do is, I see these things. I try to check my email after I eat breakfast in the morning and skim through it, and then when I get the sprint reports, just at the breakfast table, I'll, take a look at its PDF. But that's typically how I operate. Cool. All right, so Mike, anything else you want to add?
I just want to build on the emphasis on documentation. as I told all the teams that I'm working with, is that we have dropped the requirement for our mid-semester seminar review and paper. So the points that had been allocated to that are going to be added to our final documentation score. So overall, the department is putting a lot more emphasis on documentation. Key reason is that almost every team last semester complained about the documentation from the prior year. So the team should be well plugged in. That documentation is very important this year.
What did you all think about the previous year's documentation that they left?
I don't think it was the worst. Like I thought it was good, a lot better than other teams I've seen, like in
Okay.
different capstone groups.
Okay.
It was just I think just the specific thing that we were trying to figure out is what it was like the only thing that was missing, which is the problem. So I think it was just inconvenient.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was bad overall. It was just like the one thing that we needed to
Yeah, we tried working hard with all our previous groups. And again, what's nice is like on your end with the red cap, we've been working with T a lot the past since January on her documentation, and she's really been doing a nice job, I think.
Yeah, I do want to go in and possibly add more documentation to the desktop version if you guys would like. Because I feel like the documentation is good. It's there, but like Kevin said, the specifics is like the only thing that's really like missing, right? So something like player, object, and Unity. So what is under player controller? So what scripts are attached to player controller? What can you find there? What can you change there? Like little things like that. Like I think I could make like documentation. If you're looking for this in player, like you'll find it if you scroll to like, certain places, especially as I'm doing a playthrough, the game. Yeah, I feel like just a little more, just like it won't be too specific, like, oh, like this is like it'll just be like,
Go for it.
screenshots, things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're almost never going to say no.
We're not,
Don't do more
especially with
documentation.
screenshots.
We're always going to say, please. They'll do it.
I'm a big proponent. You can add screenshots. Like when we did the last red cap documentation, I told T, let's look at screenshots. Make it less. All right, so long. Anything else you want to add? No. All right, I think we're done for today. Again, it's the first meeting back on enclosure. We're not going to go the whole time. Yeah. So but great to see everybody. I'm looking forward to the semester. Yeah.
Me too. I can't wait
Thanks.
for the VR.
All right, bye, Junior. Bye, Mike.
Bye.
Take care, all. Bye-bye.
Well, hey, so long before you leave, just a quick couple of questions for you. I'm done. So for Saturday, I'm gonna bring some beer. Like a dessert, right? Dessert, and maybe I'll make sure that we have a appetite.
Well,
Yeah, I do have a,
it's an AI.
I have a chip at home.
We do the food. Okay, then I won't bring chips. I think we have a
But if,
I don't know.
that's, if,
Why is it saying that?
if the chips at home is whatever, you can do everything.
yeah, all right. In fact, I will, let me get a text going here so Kate.
Yeah, you guys go on in our house, just one time.
I'm worried back here.
Yeah.
Too many texts back there. All right, so let's go. Whether we have one for.
I'm enjoying my time in person. How we go?
Yeah.
What time do you want us over on Saturday?
Probably, 6.
6? Okay, yeah, all right. Yeah, I need to know the address. You just send it, you just responded to this text, okay? I don't mind if I send it, Kate could bring over some wine also, I guess. So she has something to get over. You have some wine?
I have rosé, sparkling.
Oh, okay. All right, so I are finalizing, I'll let her know she can decide if she wants to bring over wine or drink what you have. Right?
Wine, rosé, yeah.
Fine.
Oh, Moscato.
Yeah, remind Kate to bring over that thing to get you. Yeah. Little thing whiskey. We were at a
You try some whiskey though?
yeah, we'll tell you the story. Yeah, we went to a whiskey tasting,
Oh, wow.
but it was really cool because it was a guy who was playing like did he play guitar? I can't remember playing. He had a musical instrument and he was singing. He was telling stories, so it was kind of a neat experience that we did. It was just
But Kate can drink whiskey.
she did. She drank all the 5 or 6. I was like, I drank the first 2, and there was this little taste. It's not my.
Some whiskey is made brewed by barley. She can do that.
The ones that she had, she could drink.
Okay.
And the one that we got to, we were at this castle, and in the gift shop, someone local distillery had taste. I tasted like, oh, this actually tastes pretty good. And so we picked up a couple of small, one for our cat sitter and then one for you. They like whiskey for Saturday. Sure. Serve. Here. I got a sort of some ideas, so I'll bring some over. All right, we have dessert here. That's long head wine. GF chips. We can. Then we have one soup brace. Yes. All right. Anything else that we should bring over? That's it. That's it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right. I
Nice.
think that's it. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me too.
the address. Yeah, we're gonna buy a new dining room table Saturday. That's our.
That's a big.
That our tables, it's falling apart. It's been falling apart. But when I was gone, she said it completely fell apart. The kid got it back and. Yeah.
Oh, more, you'll buy a dinner table set with that.
Yeah, she wants to get one with a big leaf to put in. Yeah. Oh, the other thing I was gonna ask you, we can do this Saturday.